Hey guys, if you want to be good at giving your woman the highest level of pleasure in the bedroom, then you're going to want to pay special attention to this video. Whether you want to ignite more fire or spark in your relationship, or if you really want that certainty that she's satisfied and craving you, then you want to make sure that you prioritize all of these tips, especially tip number 7. Okay, so tip number 1 is to prioritize foreplay. Us guys are turned on easily like a light switch and ready for action when we see her visually or feel her touch. For women, it's a little more gradual, like the slow turning of a volume knob. When you prioritize foreplay, you enter her world and prioritize her need for sexy context and mental stimulation. Things like kissing, touching, massage, oral sex, and exploring her erogenous zones. This will give her time to ramp up her arousal, increasing blood flow to her genitals, which increases sensitivity and pleasure. Now, tip number 2 goes right along with foreplay, but also the rest of the amazing sexual experience that you're going to be orchestrating. And that tip is to take it slow. You want to gradually build up her arousal, engage her mind and create a fantasy. Kiss and touch her slowly and work your way down her body. Tease her by kissing and licking around her sensitive spots before you go in to stimulate her. Don't be predictable, vary up your approach and keep her guessing. Keep her anticipating your next move, which will pull her into the moment, into the fantasy, and drive her wild. Okay, tip number 3 weaves its way in with the others, and it's super important, and probably the most overlooked, yet arguably the most important, and that is engage her mind. Now, I already mentioned creating sexy context and building anticipation, and this brings her into the moment, into the fantasy, and engages her mind. Most of female orgasms ultimately happen in the mind. She needs to be able to be in that state of calm arousal where alpha brain waves are flowing in order to orgasm. You can even start engaging her mind before you see her by sending her things like sexy text messages. And you can use dirty talk to really ramp up the sexy context when you're with her. And be present yourself so that you are permission for her to let go completely and surrender to the pleasure instead of resisting it or thinking too much when it becomes very intense. Now that her mind is engaged, it's time to touch her unlike any man ever has before. This is where it's essential to follow tip number 4, which is know her pleasure points. Knowing how to directly stimulate her clitoris, her G-spot, and her A-spot will ensure that she receives enough physical stimulation to have an orgasm. Stimulating her sensitive spots directly before sex even begins, using your finger or your mouth, can be one of the best ways to bring her to orgasm. You can apply direct stimulation to her G-spot or her A-spot in ways that your penis cannot, and you can bring insane levels of pleasure to her clitoris using your mouth. And when you give her an orgasm before sex even begins, she'll already be in an orgasmic state, which will make it 10 times more likely for her to orgasm once sex begins. Okay, now's a good time to bring up tip number 5, which is use plenty of lubricant. If you've followed me for any amount of time, you know that I'm very adamant that if you're going to be spending a lot of time down there applying direct stimulation to her clitoris or her G-spot or her A-spot, then it is a must that you use lubricant. These are very sensitive areas, and even if she's very wet, it's important for you to use lubricant so that it's comfortable for her, especially if you're going to stimulate her for 10 or 20 minutes at a time. It's also so that she doesn't get sore the next day. Also, using lubricant during intercourse ensures that the continued stimulation is still comfortable for her. Now, in the past, I've recommended food-grade grapeseed oil, which is a great lubricant for direct stimulation, and I still love it. However, if you're going to be using a condom during sex, you need to use a condom-safe lubricant, something like a water-based lubricant. And the reality is there's already a lot of great lubricants out there, so try some of them out and see which one works out best for the two of you. Okay, tip number 6 is to aim during intercourse. What I mean is pay attention where you aim the head of your penis during intercourse. Any sexual position can be made more pleasurable for her by having purpose with how you thrust. Now, I already covered this in detail in my thrusting tips video on this channel. However, the idea is instead of aimlessly thrusting in and out of her, you want to glide your cock in a way that stimulates her sensitive spots. You can aim the head of your penis towards the front wall of her vagina and stimulate either her G-spot or her A-spot. In missionary, you can move your hips up so the base of your cock slides across her clitoris, or you can stimulate her clitoris manually with your fingers while you thrust in and out of her. There's so many different ways to do this. Just remember to have awareness to how you are stimulating her and make those changes so that she can experience as much physical pleasure during intercourse as possible. And our last tip, tip number 7, is very important, and that is create space for communication. It's important to have a comfortable and open level of communication where she can feel good about expressing her desires, preferences, and boundaries without feeling judged. A lot of guys try to learn all these techniques and then they make guesses as to what she likes, when the best way to find out is to just ask her what she likes. You know, you can even ask her for feedback like, did you like the way that I was sucking on your clit? Or when I was touching you like this, how did that make you feel? And sometimes you'll find out that maybe you were stimulating her G-spot, and the reason that she didn't respond was because she felt this sensation of needing to urinate after a while. At this point, you can ensure her that her sphincter muscle will contract and hold back urine, and she can feel free to let go and ejaculate. You know, there's so many missed opportunities for expanding her pleasure and, creating a deeper understanding between the two of you because, guys forget how important communication is. So be sure to create that safe space where both of you can express without shame or any type of judgment. Okay, now it's time to put these 7 tips into action. At the core of it, remember, in any sexual situation, just enjoy yourself. Release judgment of yourself and be permission for her to escape her thinking, judgmental, logical mind and become present so that she can let go and experience all the sweet releases that are possible. Now, if you want to know how to stimulate her G-spot and give her a full body orgasm, I have an educational video over on my blog at jasonjulius.com, so make sure you go check that out. And if you like this video, make sure that you subscribe for more content like this. Be sure to hit that thumbs up button because that really helps the channel. Leave your comments and questions below, and I'll see you soon.